Well, hello, hello. This is Tony Chavez, your host for the Southern California's Pro2Pro podcast. Today's guest, coming all the way from Manhattan Beach, Shea Satterfield, PGA. Hello, Pro. How are you?
How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing great, man. It's a busy day here at work, and we're cranking, but I'm excited to spend some time here with you and get to know you a little better. What's more important is not for me to get to know you, but the rest of our membership to get to know a little bit about you, about what you're all about, a little bit about your background, and yeah, most important, what got you into this nutty profession and what excites you in this industry. So let me just start with that. Let's start with your background.
First, we'll start with the full name. My full name is Clifton Shea Satterfield. Shea's my middle name.
Mm.
I don't go by Clifton unless I accidentally put it down there, or I don't know. I use it sometimes because it's official full name, and I'll tell you the story to that. But I don't like using Clifton because sometimes they misspell it and put two F's, or they'll call me Clifford. So
Mm.
I used Shea when I was a kid. So I originally originated from the East Coast. I was born in South Jersey, raised in Wilmington, Delaware, raised in South Jersey on the weekends. Went to college for a semester after high school. Graduated in '94. I went to HBCU, Delaware State, for a semester. Me and my college roommate joined the Coast Guard. Um,
Mm.
fast fast forward from 20 years, from 1995 to 2015. It was time for me to retire because I chose to, and I thought golf would be a good way to enjoy the rest of my professional life. As I picked up golf back in like 2009 when I was stationed in Miami, and I just fell in love with it. I kind of took all the energy I had in my other sports I played in collegiate and high school, which was basketball, football, and track, and I just put all my trust into golf. So here I am.
Wow, wow. So before joining this crazy profession, you had a full-blown career of 20 years on the United States Coast Guard. That's
Yep.
awesome. Sometimes it is a mentor that gets you started. Sometimes is just pure curiosity, or sometimes it's by default. So how did you get actually to work in this industry?
Well, like I said, when I first started golf, obviously, you go to the golf course, you get lessons. And obviously, was a PGA professional, which was giving me my lessons. I saw, this is pretty cool, especially when you start getting into golf, it's fun. And then you realize you can have a job into it where you're playing golf all the time. And I just figured that, after doing the time I did in the service, I was ready to, just do something I enjoy, something I love. Right before I retired, I was working at Cross Creek and
Mm.
Temecula,
Hmm.
and I just got thrown right into the fire. Most people start outside. I started inside, and I just learned everything from there, and continue to learn as I worked at other facilities.
Nice. What other facilities have you worked at?
So if you break it down, I started at Cross Creek. I spent about almost 2.5 years there.
Mhm.
I did a short stint at Pachanga.
Oh.
And the reason why I did a short stint was that I was literally working in the golf business as I was still active duty.
Ah.
I was still on term leave. So I never really enjoyed a vacation retirement for a while. So what happened was I went straight from retirement straight into assistant golf pro. Never had no time off, no vacation, and I think I kind of got burnt out. So I took maybe a couple weeks break, worked at Pachanga, and then I was trying to work a little bit less because I still wanted to take some time off. Even though they say you work full time, you're still working. I mean, part time, you're still working full time hours. So I took another month break, and then I worked at Palma Valley Country Club,
Mm.
which is a private country club. I worked there for a year, and then I really put my roots down at Temecula Creek Golf Club. So I spent almost 4 years there. I was there from like 2018 to 2022. Kind of moved up to LA area. I was getting married. Did a 6 months at Terranea, which is a par three resort course, and then almost 3 years at Golf Tech. So that kind of leads me into where I am now, where I'm an independent contractor for golf tech, where I do swing analysis and I give lessons throughout the community.
Oh, that's amazing. So, what a career. Career in the United States Coast Guard and a career now in the golf industry. You get thrust into the fire, so to speak. Um, and then now you are your own boss, and helping people
Yeah.
play better golf. That's what we do, right?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what was it a role model, and golf professional role model that kind of led you towards this path, or you just absorbed it all and said, hey, you know what, this is what I'm going to do.
I think everyone's becomes a role model in a certain sense, either in a good way or bad way. You learn what to do or what not to do. And
Mm,
I think working at different facilities, there are always going to be characteristics that other people have that you wish you had.
hmm
And that's what I take a lot of these facilities I worked at. There's head pros and directors I work for. That is something that, as a leader myself, that I learned from being in service, the things that I would do and things that I wouldn't do. And then after being in the golf business long enough, you can kind of understand the way golf operates, and then you discover a way to kind of use your method of running a facility. Um, mentor, like I said, not really, just personality traits that people have that I wish I can get better at to make me a better PGA member. All in all, when you're working at a facility, or even as an instructor, communication, understanding, having uh, having a vision of how you want your facility to be a few years down the road. I picked up that through numerous different managers and head pros and directors I work for. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint one.
I second that, right? Because that happens, and you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly
Yeah.
sometimes. And but the fact that you're still here, the fact that you're thriving in what you do, the fact that develop some the leadership qualities, it's that's what matters, right? And you're touching the lives of others by helping them enjoy the game of golf, that which is I can't think of any better thing to do. Shay, outside of golf, I mean, you have family. You say you're married.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a wife. We've been married for almost 2 years.
Mm.
We have about four dogs. We both have, she has a daughter that's in her second year in college, and her son's about to go off to college. My son is also going to college himself. So really, we're just here with the four dogs living in Manhattan Beach, enjoying life.
I can't think of any a better place to be, man. It's
Yeah.
the sea breeze
Yeah.
and the vibe over there is pretty awesome.
It's definitely a beautiful place to be at.
Tell us a little bit that we haven't covered that you like for people to know about you.
The one thing that I learned is uh, being in this business, when people know you, they will say hello, they will say hi. When people don't know you, it's really no recognition of who you are. I'm a very loquacious person, so if I see something, I'm going to talk about it. And the one thing I like to do is just go introduce and say hi to people that ordinarily I wouldn't say hi to because I don't know them, just so they can know who I am. So when they see me walking around, I don't feel like a stranger. And,
Hmm
and, and I think that's the one thing in the PGA. There's so many of us and so few in the section that when we have these meetings and these chapters and section meeting, people kind of stick to who they know,
hmm
and
hmm
they really don't really reach out to get to know other people until they need something from them. So my thing is to go around and introduce myself, say hello if I see someone, even walking by, I'm acknowledged. Just manners that you should have been taught when you were younger. When you're
hmm
within 10 feet of somebody, say hello. The
hmm
same way they teach us in the PGA, the walking distance. Once someone gets under certain feet, acknowledge them
hmm
and say hello. It doesn't mean you have to have a conversation, but it opens up for communication to get to know each other. So when you do need something, or or the circle of the PGA comes back around, you say hello to them. They might remember, oh, you introduced yourself to me when I saw you at that event over there. I think that's what we need to start doing more. and that makes it easier for people to either help or assist people that need it with mentoring, or just get to understand, hey, this person, I met this person, yeah, they introduced them, how can I help them?
I am looking for the next person that I'd like to step up and tell their tell tell a story. Let us know what they're all about, and more than anything, have others get to know our next guest. And that is a wrap for Pro2Pro podcast. Tony Chavez here. I'll see you at the turn.
Thank you.